Welcome to Safe, Efficient, Profitable, a Worker Safety Podcast, where we break down real problems from real situations and discuss realistic solutions. And here's your host, owner of Allen Safety LLC and CHMM, Joe Allen.
All right. It's Joe Allen. Good day. We are doing this on YouTube and on a podcast series. You can listen to us verbally if you're driving down the road and say, what a great idea. I'm going to listen to this. Or you can turn on a YouTube channel and say, there's Joe. And there I am. Okay. As I said in the other episodes, I am wearing the fancy Sanitation Safety Allen Safety shirt. Yes, they're amazing. I wear that. I am wearing the acquired sanitation PPE. One of the reasons we do is I got hit by chemical years ago in sanitation, and it did not go through the particular pants that we wear. And people always ask why we wear the pants we do daily, because of sanitation. I also, I don't really like getting up early, but I don't mind staying up. So what I do is I stay up sometimes, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1, traveling, whatever. So to me, if I go take a nap and go do sanitation, it's not really that hard. So the sanitation side, we spend lots of locations during the year, lots of hours working on sanitation. This particular episode is the regions you would not bring in sanitation internal. And the next episode is going to be why we would not bring in external sanitation. The other episodes were pros. These are the other side. All right, so here we go. One of the things I'm looking at is why I don't bring it internal. You know what? I don't bring it internal because I don't want to manage it at all. So as a GM, I want to pretty much push that management responsibility over to another company and let them manage that process. I don't mow my own lawn. Can I mow the lawn? Yes. Did I mow the lawn for years and do that and get paid? Absolutely. Do I want to mow the lawn anymore? Absolutely not. That is a personal choice that I don't want to mow the lawn. Guess what I do? I contract out someone to mow the lawn. They're the lawn mowing contract service. There you go. So I've already made a choice that I just don't want to do that process. So one of the reasons I don't bring in internal sanitation, I don't want to deal with it. All right. Give me another reason I don't bring in internal sanitation. How about it's third shift? And you know what? Not everybody likes third shift. There are some people that love it, some people don't. If you have kids, some people don't want to work third shift. If you have a rural area, some people don't want to work third shift. They want to work during the day, or they may have a second job they go to at night, or maybe activities where they go to school events at night or school events the weekend, and they don't want the weekends of the sanitation or the deep cleans or the other things they have to manage because it's third shift. Not about whether people do a great job or not. It's the concept of a third shift can be a control variable that stops locations bringing internal because they want someone else to manage it, which is fine. All right. So now the next one we look at is we look at, I am going to bring this process internal. I look at all the control variables that are great, and I decide it's not really the right time. So part of not bringing it internal could just be a timing issue. It could be, I don't have the labor. Allen Safety was asked to do a bunch of work last year. Certain work I couldn't do. I didn't have the labor. I'm not saying we couldn't do it in a year. I'm not saying we couldn't hire somebody and do it. But until that platform exists and I'm able to manage that process, I would have to turn that down and maybe look at it a year later. So part of it could be you did an entire evaluation of the process and you decided it's just not the right timing for us. So that could be another reason you don't bring it internal. Another reason you don't bring it internal is because you already have a core business the way you run. We are a consultant company that deals with certain control variables. I don't do arc flash training. I don't do a lot of different kinds of training. We have a core business. We do that process. So there is thoughts that if your business is to do a particular task, then you do that task. We are a very detailed company. We do a detailed task. So if I'm doing sanitation safety, not everybody on my team does it. If it is a sanitation complex problem, I'm pretty much the only one that goes. It's not that my team's not qualified. It's not that we're amazing, but there are certain points and certain skill sets that my team should have that overlap. And there's certain parts that we're experts at. And I'm the one who usually goes in for any sanitation problems. So if it's some kind of crazy event, I deal with it. So even though I have my staff, it still defaults to me. So one of the reasons you don't bring internal sanitation is just because you may not have the technical knowledge or the skill or the crewing that at that level. I spent years and hours perfecting my skill to go in and help people run better for sanitation in regards to worker safety. I have not devoted that many hours to my team because it takes so many hours and so many nights to develop that unique skill set to walk through and be like, this is good, this is bad, and here's a solution. And it's just not in any place, beef, pork, chicken, manufacturing, because sanitation could be, I'm using a hose to clean trucks outside. Sanitation could be, we clean trailers. Sanitation could be, we clean driveways. It's still sanitation. So maybe when I looked at it as a business model, I don't want to bring an internal because I don't have the expertise that can manage all the complex problems that I'm actually wanting to deal with as a company. Because I'm really not just doing sanitation in 1 to 2. I'm cleaning during the day. I'm cleaning on the weekends. I'm cleaning a farm. I'm cleaning trailers. I'm cleaning truck wash. There's all these other things that I'm really doing that I call sanitation. So I may not bring in sanitation because of the technical experience I may or may not have from my team. And I just may want to handle people that I say experts. I get hired because I'm an expert. If they know how to do it internal, they wouldn't hire me. They hire me to come up with different ideas and different solutions. So that's one of you don't bring an internal is because you may not have that expertise. Now, another reason you don't bring an internal is the overall management of the randoms, hose handling, breaking down equipment, chemical storage, chemical distribution, chemical mixture. I'm not saying that a location can't manage that, but if the location puts out a product, and that product is what they do day in and day out. And they're amazing at that task. Sometimes the sanitation is kind of the same business model, but not really. Because if you walk out during sanitation, there's fogging and there's chemicals and there's mixtures and it's low lighting and there's egress issues and there's all these other things that happen that a normal manager during the day, a normal core business wouldn't deal with. So they may have set their structures up and company to run amazing during those, day shift and second shift. But on thirds, it's kind of their wheelhouse, but not really. They may be looking at efficiencies that says, you know what, let's hire a third party because internally we can't run the efficient. Our business model really doesn't fit that well. Another reason you don't bring an internal is just labor and training, period. I hear a lot of people say, we don't want to do it because I can't find a manager that's great. I don't want to have a third shift safety. I don't want to maybe have a nurse to do that part. The training itself and the volume of it, I just don't want to manage. They may say, you know what? Our manager is great at what they do, but they have 4 other skills they have to do because of the amount of jobs that they're doing. And we want to be able to have a dedicated source that manages that process because we want to make sure we start at 5:30 no matter what. And bring it internal. Someone takes vacation or someone's not feeling well, or we really need that person to stay over in the morning till 9 or 10 when they're at their tiredest, do other processes. You almost have this weird part where you miss. So one of the things you don't do if you decide not to bring internal is you may just be the overall hours of that manager working. It could be that the manager would come in at 8 o'clock when they start sanitation and they work all night long till we get ready to start at 5:30. And now they stay and they have meetings till 9 a.m. How many hours has that person really been up and what's the quality you're getting out of them? And what's the quality they're protecting for the product and their own self to make sure they're safe? So sometimes you bring in external because they can manage the long periods of time or all the real expectations you ask for sanitation. So one manager comes in for a few hours at night, another manager comes in and finishes in the morning, and then they rotate or different ideas like that. So the point of it is, if you decide to bring in internal sanitation, there's pros. If you decide to bring in internal sanitation, there's things that aren't pros. And you just need to evaluate which is the best fit for your business and your business model, and then say to yourself, this is what I want to do. And whatever that is, I know you're going to be successful. So it's pretty cool. Have a good day, and thanks for listening.
Thank you for listening to Safe, Efficient, Profitable, a Worker Safety Podcast. If you like what you heard here, please take a moment to write us a quick review, Like, subscribe, and share our podcast so that others can find us. For questions or to request topics that you'd like to hear on our next show, please visit us at www.allen-safety.com. Thank you.
Safety first, stay safe.